and a lot of standard methods. If you really wanted to do, you can do it with the help of the Django. And while talking about the advantages, which is simple and easy to learn, and this is flexible and minimalistic, so that's why it has been called as a lightweight, and allows for more control over components and configuration, because you can have that flexibility, and good for small and medium size application. That is what all going to be advantages of the Flask. But whenever you are talking about the advantages of Django, high scalable. So here, if you are asking me a question, what is mean by scalable? Scalable is nothing but if you really want to develop your application from level 2 to level 100, so that is what the scalable thing. Okay, like you are really improvising a lot kind of thing, or even there are a lot of users is going to be there which is needed to have a lot of features. So whenever you really need that type of that type of works, that can be done with the help of this Django, highly scalable. And also it includes build and admin interface and ORM and authentication. So yeah, so same as like the Angular framework, which is having set of rules and regulations, some built-in functions. This Django is also going to have some built-in functions, and also it is having a security features. And this is like don't repeat yourself principle, like because it is going to have all the set of components which has been already pre-configured. You can just take and use it. Okay, so you don't want to do the same thing again and again. And while talking about the disadvantage, which requires more setup and configuration, but whenever you're talking about this disadvantage, can be overkill for small project. Yes, because this is not gonna be really suitable for small applications, this Django, but this is going to be suitable. And less built-in functionality, because Django, which is going to have a lot of built-in functions, whereas in the Flask it is going to have a very less functions, and might not be ideal for large application without significant customization. So moreover, if you really want to create small application with good flexibility and easy to develop, you can go for the Flask. And those people who really going to create a bigger application with a lot of features, and which it really requires a lot of built-in functions, can be easily called and used, you can go for the Django. Okay, so I hope you guys have got a clear difference between the Flask and the Django. And yeah, this is what it's all about, and the overall features and advantages and disadvantages. I don't want to bore you, just why I just given a precise content about the Flask and the Django, like with the help of these bullet points. So now it's time to create a project. Okay, I hope you guys are super excited for the hands-on. So while talking about the first hands-on which we need to work on is on installing Python. Since you are completely new to this, new to this Python journey, so that's why I'm going to guide you how to set up Python in your system. So to do that, what you guys do is you just simply open up your browser and simply type Python IDLE. Just download this. Okay, and once you have got this page, and go to this download Python page, or you just go to the official website. Yes, of course, it is an official website, python.org/downloads. Just go here and you can see download the latest version of Windows. And I don't want to go very in depth onto the Python. I mean, like in installation level, library level, and etc. So now let us give you some few tips. You just go through that. And the first thing, once you have gone into the official website, don't install latest version, because some of the libraries, it is not going to be supporting the very latest version of Python. So always download some stable version of Python. On that aspects, you just scroll down and you can just choose and to install any stable version. Even if you are asking me, I've typing ideally in my search, you can see I have a lot of Python version in my laptop. Even I have 3.9.2 and etc. Okay, from that list, you can choose anything. You can choose 3.7.8, or you can choose 3.9.2, or etc. Or even to show you a simple demo, what I can do is I can just show some basic installation for you. Okay, I used to have 3.9.2. So what I can do is I can install 3.9.10 for you. Just for demo, guys, you can install 3.9.2, of course, or you can install 3.7.8. Okay, please note it down. Either you can install 3.7.8. That is one of my favorite version. So you can just install it, or you can install 3.9.2, anything. Okay, anything, but go for the stable version. There are a lot of stable version out there, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.9, and yeah, these things, but you can install this 3.7.8. So now just for demo, I'm installing 3.9.10, but you guys just scroll down and you just find out 3.7.8, and please install 3.7.8 in your system. Okay, because since I've already installed, so that's why I'm not going to do that. So instead I'm going for some demo version 3.10.10, sorry, 3.9.10. So I'm going to click that. And once you have clicked that, if you are scrolling down, you can see the downloadable option. If you are using a Mac or Windows, based on that, you need to choose your system. So here I'm using a Windows, right? So I'm just going to click Windows Installer 64-bit. Guys, the people who are struggling to follow me, you can just make the video to be a little bit slow down. Okay, if you are really watching this video recordings. Okay, and here you can see Windows Installer 64-bit. What you guys do is just simply click Windows Installer 64-bit, and it will give you one exe file. So 3.9.10 64-bit. Okay, majority time I think all people are using 64-bit. So I'm going to click that exe file, and I'm going to complete my installation. So now it is asking me upgrade now or customize installation. Just simply click upgrade now. So once you have clicked upgrade now, it will be installing. So Python 3.9, the installation procedure is really working on. And also, even though you are installing Python separately, we are going to use Visual Studio Code. As I've already told you on our first series of the day, while we are discussing about the Visual Studio Code, because always your goal is to create an end-to-end product. To create an end-to-end product, you need one environment where you can work on different programming languages. It can be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, and etc. So that's why we are using a Visual Studio Code. And even in the Visual Studio Code, what you guys do is you just try to install the Python extension. Okay, so what you guys do is you just open your Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to open it right now. So here we have got this Visual Studio Code new window. What you guys do is on the left hand side, there is an option called extensions. Just click the extensions, and in the extensions, simply type Python. Okay, so once you have typed the Python, you can see this support package. So Python by Microsoft.com. So this is how it is going to be shown. Please install that. Initially, I've already installed it. So that's why it is showing me a disable and uninstall option. But you guys, if you are doing it for the first time, please, it is going to show you one and only button called install. Please click that install button. So once you have clicked it, your Visual Studio Code is ready to run Python in your, actually it is ready to run the Python code. So that's why please go and complete your Python extension in Visual Studio Code. Okay, even while talking about installing Python, okay, follow the procedures. Okay, as I've given. Okay, and also don't forget to install Python extension in VS Code. Okay, just don't forget this. And now we guys have got this output like setup was successful. Once it has been done, just click close. Okay, we guys have installed the Python successfully. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have one folder, and I'm going to check whether Python is working or not. So I'm going to right click this folder, show more option, click open with code. So once you have did that, you will be having one new window with that demo directory which it got opened. So now what we can do is, so once you have got this window, I'm going to create some file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new file which is like test.py. So I'm just going to create one Python file. So now we guys have created one test.py, a Python file. I'm going to print some message like I'm going to write some sample code like hello world. Okay, so likewise, I'm just going to type this. So hello world. So once it has been typed, I want to run this Python code. But before running a Python code, you should choose the Python interpreter properly. Otherwise, it won't work. Because in my laptop, I have installed a lot of Python version. Whenever you're typing, ideally, I have 3.9, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, and even 2. So that's why I want to set up an interpreter first. So which Python you are going to use it to run this application. So to do that, at the top, you can see the demo bar. You just click that demo bar and press this greater than symbol. So whenever you're pressing the greater than symbol, you'll be getting this option like Python select interpreter. Even if it is not, if you can't able to get, you just simply type Python select interpreter. So whenever you are hitting that, ta-da, you can see all the available version which is going to be shown. So recently, right now, we have installed 3.9.10, right? That is also been shown. And 3.8.6 also been shown. 3.7.8 has also been shown. So I have already asked you to install 3.7.8. So right. So what you guys do is you should also try to install 3.7.8. Okay. Now just for demo purpose, I'm going to choose 3.9.10. But you guys please choose 3.7.8. Even I can also do this. But yeah. So you should choose this 3.7.8. But just for demo, I'm choosing 3.9.10. Okay. Once it has been selected, from here after, it is going to use the 3.9.10 for me, and for you it is going to use 3.7.8 because you have installed that. So I'm going to click run Python. Whenever you are clicking run at the top, so you can able to get the output at the terminal at below. Guys, this Python setup is very easy. If it is super easy, you just post super easy in your live chat. Okay, so this is what it's all about. So how to set up Python in our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now we guys have set up Python, right? So once we guys have set up the Python, it's time to install some of the libraries which has been required for our project. Yes, if you are going to create a project on the Flask, you really need to install that Flask libraries and those things. So that's what we are going to install right now. Actually, there are two ways to install these libraries, guys. As I've already told you, in this application, we are going to use OpenAI API. I mean, the ChatGPT API, the OpenAI API. So that's what we are going to use. So that's why we need to install that library, like OpenAI library also we need to install, and Flask library also we need to install. Actually, there are two ways to install that library. One way, you can just copy this command pip space install space OpenAI and go to your terminal, and you can execute this command pip space install space OpenAI and hit enter. So it will also install OpenAI in your Python. Okay, so likewise, it is going to be shown for you. So Python 3.9, Python exe, it will be installed. And if you want to install the Flask, you can use pip space install space Flask. So you can just simply type pip space install space Flask and you can hit enter. So that Flask also will be installed in your system. And even just for these things, I would like to choose my 3.7.8. Yeah. So this is how we need to install both the libraries. Okay, there is a two ways. Again, I'm telling you. One way you can install by copy pasting one by one command pip space install space OpenAI. Just type it and hit enter, and make sure your laptop is connected with the internet whenever you are installing this kind of packages. And the next command is pip space install space Flask. You just install both the things. Once you have installed both the things, that's it. Okay, you guys have got your OpenAI library and Flask library for your Python. But there is another way, or also there is an alternative way to put those files into the requirement.txt, and you can install that library with the help of this pip space install space -r requirement.txt. This is also an alternative way to install those library, but we guys have did it very simple. Just copy this command, put it in the terminal. That's it. Okay, so both the command we guys have did it, and we guys have completed our requirements. So we guys should have OpenAI Python should be installed in our laptop. And in that Python, we should have installed OpenAI library and Flask library. So both the installation has been completed. Now our Python is ready to run our application. Okay, this is gonna be our first step. So please go and complete this step. So once you have completed, your Python is ready. Then now we are going to create an application to to see the output. Okay, so I hope you guys have got it. And now let us proceed further. So now, the very important thing, we are going to start working on our application, right? So before working on our application, as we guys have already discussed, this application is going to use ChatGPT at the backend, like OpenAI's API at the backend. So we really want to get OpenAI API. Okay, so that's what the procedure which I'm going to be sharing with you right now. But here, a lot of hackers there. So those people who have already installed OpenAI in your system, you have created an account in a ChatGPT. check whether you have any credit or not, because whenever you're creating a new account in OpenAI, they will be giving you a $5 of credit. If you have a $5 of credit, you can just make use of it. If you don't have that $5 credit, please create an account. I will tell you a lot of hack, because I've also faced a lot of problem in it. So I'm going to tell everything for you, which is really, really required. Whenever you are creating an open AI account, just remember one thing. It will see your email ID and it will also see your phone number. You have already created one ChatGPT account. You have given phone number for an example. If you are going to create a new account with a different email ID but with the same phone number, your application will detect it, and it won't give you the free credits. So this is what the short hack. Okay, if you are creating a new account, if you need that $5 credit for building this application well, you need to create a new account with a new email ID and with a new phone number. That phone number should not have created any account in OpenAI. Otherwise, it will find you out and it will kick you out, and it won't give you the $5 credit. Okay, it is one of the small short hack, guys. Please make use of it. Okay, so what is your job is to create an account. So okay, so once you have got this, open AI, and here you can see research category, and here in the research category there is an option like open AI. So what you guys do is you just simply click open AI. Okay, once you have clicked open AI, it will be navigating into a platform.openai.com login/launch. So this is how it is going to be shown. You need to create an account in it, right? So to create an account, so simply what usually we used to do, so we used to click continue with Google, and we will be selecting gmail.com, so the email ID which you have, and you just click continue, and you will be creating an account, right? On the time, if it is asking a phone number, please give your new phone number. Don't give your old phone number. If that phone number which already exists in any other OpenAI account, you won't get that $5 credit. Just be aware. So what you guys do is you just please click the second option called API option. So once you have clicked an API option, on the left hand side there is an option like usage. So in the usage cost, you can see I have this /$18 limit, but it is not the complete, OpenAI API limit. It is not like that. Okay, but be aware about it. So this is what the thing. So you can just go to the storage and you can check that out, and even you can go for this API and you can check whether API is available. So this is how you can able to check it out. Okay, so this is what it is all about, and activity, it is empty. So this is what your first page. So you should create an account. That Gmail also need to be new, and your phone number also should be new, so that you'll be getting a $5 credit. So once you have got the $5 credit, you can start using an APIs. So to create an API, what you should do is in the left at the below, you can see an option like API keys. You just go for that API keys and click create new secret API. So once you have clicked that, it is going to ask you and service account kind of thing. So here I'm going to give the name Insta app. Okay, Insta app. I'm just going to give the name for it and default project, and click simply a create secret key. Once you have clicked the create secret key, it will automatically give you a API key for you. Please copy this API key and save it in any notepad, because while we are start building an application, I will ask you to take this API key and put it in the code. On the time you should be able to do this. So that's why please copy this API key in any notepad. Okay, don't share it with others, otherwise they will consume all your free credits. Okay, you'll be having a $5 credits, so use it wisely. Okay, don't waste that. Okay, $5 free credits that's a big thing in a very biggest cloud in this world right now. This biggest generative AI application which is out there right now, which is this OpenAI API, which is really working, going to be working very good. So please don't waste it. Okay, please use it wisely. So save your API key. This is gonna be your second step. You should create an account in ChatGPT, and you should create an API. Okay, are you clear? So this is what the step. Even I would like to show you this in a minute. So now I'm going to use a different account, okay, because I've already paid for it. Okay, I've used all my free credits and I've paid for it. And now whenever I'm clicking usage, here you'll be seeing this. Okay, so $120 limit, and I've already used some things here. So this is what my another account where I've paid money here. Okay, this is how it is going to be shown. So I've just already taken my API key. I think you don't want to see that. So I've already taken my API key. I've already generated new actually. So that is the API which I'm going to use in my project. Okay. Are you clear about the step number 2? So this is how it is going to ask you whenever you are creating an OpenAI account for the first time. It is going to ask your name and your date of birth, and it is going to show you the limit like this. And whenever you are really started doing a verification, guys, this is the step you need to be very careful. Whenever you are about to create a new secret API key, it will ask you to do a phone verification, phone number verification. In this time of phone number verification, if you are given your old phone number, OpenAI will find out and they won't give you free credits. Please be aware about it. And also, I haven't tested it. Please check it out once again. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry about it. But other than that, you can get it mostly. Otherwise, you need to put your card, and you need to pay minimum $5 rupees. It's just a 500, right? So yeah, so you just want to pay inclusive of taxes. It will be around 480 rupees. And you just disable auto payment consumption and all if you are using your cards in it. Okay, be aware, but whatever you are using, because like if you have accidentally turned on auto consume mode or something, it will automatically take the money from your credit cards or those things. So please be aware about it. So once you have done that, you just give a name for your API and click a create secret key. That is what our second step. Create an account in OpenAI and look for some free credits. If the free credit is not there, you just want to give your payment details and disable the auto consume mode, so auto detect mode, so that you won't see your money is getting detected automatically if you are really overusing that limit. And create your free API key. If it is asking for the phone number verification, please do it by having a OTP. And once it is done, you just create your new API key and copy that API key in somewhere in a notepad. And because I think you can't able to copy it again, so you just copy and save it in any notepad secretly. And whenever we are going to build a project, that code we are going to use it in our code to build our application. So I hope you guys have got a clear idea about the step number 2. This is what it's all about. Now we'll go for the final step on creating project. As we guys have already present in this step, okay, we guys have created test.py, hello world. So let it be. Even if you want it, you can just have it. Otherwise, you just delete it. So now we are in the demo folder. Now we are going to start building this application. To start building this application, what is our first step is to create the CSS files and to create the HTML files and those things. So to create the HTML file, so we are going to create the HTML file into our directory. And to create the HTML files, we are going to create a HTML file into the templates folder. Okay, so actually, let me give the name like templates / index.html. Okay, inside that folder, we are going to have this HTML code. So I hope you already mastered this HTML and all. So it is going to be very simple for you. So what do you guys do? You just create one folder called templates, or else what we can do will be creating a new folder. Okay, Insta web app. Okay, Insta web app or Insta code web app. So likewise, I've created one folder. And yeah, so I've created one folder. Inside that folder, I'm going to create another subfolder called templates. So yeah, so we are in the templates folder right now. So inside the templates folder, I'm going to create the file called index.html. Okay, so in that HTML, I'm going to put this code. So this code is very simple. I will talk about this code very soon. So that is what our first job. You should create your index.html file. And after that, we need to create the CSS file into your folder called static folder, okay, which is being named as style.css. It's not like main.css. You can just name it like style.css. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm just going to be in the Insta code generator, and I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to give the folder name is called static. And inside the static, I'm going to create the file like style.css. And in the style.css, I've just pasted some CSS code into it. So we'll be exploring it very soon. Just first of all, let us complete the steps. Okay, and after completing the CSS part and HTML part, now it's time to start writing a program. So even while start writing a program, you should remember one thing. You will be creating a Python code, and you need to put your API key, right? So instead, what we are going to do is, I'm going to create some config file. I can't able to show my API key, right? So otherwise, I will be showing you a simple demo. Okay, what you guys do is, you just create one Python code. Okay, just create one Python code. Just be in this directory and make sure you are inside this Insta code web application, and create one file which is config.py. Okay, and paste this code into it. So openai API underscore key is equals to, put your API key, guys. Please don't use your API key kind of thing. Please copy. You have already copied one API key in your notepad, right? You just take that API key and paste it here with the double quotes. Okay, don't paste your API key like this. Please paste your API key inside this double quotes. So this is gonna be your step number 3, configuring your API key in your config program. Okay, once it has been done, it's time to create the final application. So the final application name, which is gonna be app.py. So near to the config.py, I'm going to create app.py, and I'm going to paste this code. Okay, this code is going to, just carefully watch, this code is going to access this open API kind of thing from this config.py. So that's what it's all about. And even you can just call import so from config import OpenAI API. So this is how we are going to call that OpenAI API key from our config program. This is what the program. So let me update it here. Okay, so this is how the functionality of your code is gonna be. So this is what the procedure to set up our code. One is index.html and style.index.html, which is going to have how the structure of our website is, and CSS. I hope you already know this is like the designing, the decoration, formatting, which is going to be done with the help of the style.css, and config.py, which is going to have my API key. You just put your own API key, and app.py, which is the main program which is going to be responsible for our function. So this is what all this step is all about. And once it has been done, now it's time to execute our application. So I hope you guys are super excited. So now I'm just going to bring this code into my another monitor so that I can put my API key, my real API key, because I don't want to share that API key which I have. So I'm going to put my API key here, guys. Okay, let me do it hiddenly. Okay, so wait a minute. Just give me some time. Just going to put my API key, and I closed it. Okay, so I just put my API key. So my API key, my real API key, which is present in this config.py, guys. So now we are going to start running this application. To run this application, you can run it like this, or you in this directory, you can go into your directory like instacode web application, and you can execute the command like python space app.py, and you can hit enter, so that it is going to be working on by itself. Okay, here it is going to give you one URL, HTTP 127.0.0.1:5000. So I'm going to open my browser and I'm just going to hit this URL. Ta-da! So this is what our final application is, which is having a main title called Instagram host quote and hashtag generator. And below there is a subheading like enter your text, and it is having some button called generate button. And in this text box, which I'm going to give, write the quote about focus and consistency. Okay, if I'm putting like this, okay, if I'm putting like this, or you can put like person reading a book from the hilltop. Okay, so likewise, okay, with his bike. Okay, so likewise I'm just putting some statement, and whenever I'm clicking generate, so it is gonna be passed into the API, and it is going to automatically give you some awesome comment with hashtags. Do you love this? If you really love this, you just post love this Sanjay in your live chat. Embracing the tranquility of nature, lost in the world of words. Okay, so it is like combining both nature as well as the book, because lost in the world of words. And book lover, nature reading, bike adventures, hilltop views, scenery moments, and escape with words, outdoor reading, and literary journey, peaceful vibes. Look at that. It is stunning, right? Even with an emoji, it just gave us the results. Now let us connect our dot backwards. Okay. So now let us connect the dot backwards. Just see. Okay. First, see our application. It's very simple. These things you already know, like HTML initialization, English, charset, UTF-8, and viewport, and style sheet. So here the style sheet, which we are using it from the folder, you can change your own folder name, guys. So file name, which is style.css, we are calling it. And then in the href, we are using the font called Montserrat. So that's why we guys have included the Montserrat font. And inside the body, we guys have created one container. For the container, we have given the title like Instagram quote and hashtag generated. This is what the container which you're right now seeing, that white color border. And once you have created the title, now we are creating a form. So that form, which is going to use the method called post method. I hope you all remember those methods, guys. So with the help of the method, you can able to send the command to a certain API. Even we guys have did it with the help of the Postman application. Same as like now we are going to send the data into the Postman. So form space method is equals to post. So whenever you are giving that, it is going to post the method. It is going to use the post methodology. So what is the method is label for input text, enter your text. First of all, we guys have created this. Okay, what is the text is? For the label, we guys have given the text like enter your text. So here we have got this enter your text. Already we have created this heading with the help of h1 tag. Now inside the form, we guys have created the label like enter your text. So likewise, we have created one label, and then we need a text area. I hope you all remember the text area in our first day. It is like bring back memories, right? So in our, I think second day, we guys have shown about the text area. Same tag right now we are using text area. ID is a input text because you need to match it with the specific label we have, and name is a input text, and rows is equals to 4. So how much how much broader it should be, and columns 50 columns. So that's why it has become very wider. And text area close. So text area open tag and text area close. And then we guys have created one button called generate button. So type, which is a submit button. And so the text which is needed to be written inside the button is generate. And after that, what the thing is, here we guys have written like this, like if description, if there is any description, because as a default, it is going to be like looking like this. So the container, which is up to this point of the time, but whenever there is a description, okay, we are really going to call in this way. So whenever there is a description, we are going to do something. So div space class is equals to result. Okay, some result is going to be appeared. So for that, it is going to give some title. So defaultly, this generated description text, which is not available. But whenever people are typing life and adventure, something like that. So whenever people are clicking generate, so then it is going to give the message like generate description. So this is what it's all about. So that's what we are going to do. H2, which is a generated description, and then pre-tag. Inside the pre-tag, which is going to have all the description. Okay. Okay. So whenever people are typing like this, okay, that content which is going to be looking like this, quote 1 and quote 2 and hashtags, so here this is what another section which is getting created, so another part which has been created. That's what the pre-tag. Inside the pre-tag, that description which is going to be get from some certain place which is going to be displayed in it, and we guys have closed this respective div. And yeah, so end-def, and here div class or div tag also we have closed, and body tag also closed. Guys, this HTML part is simple. So defaultly only this part is going to be shown, and if there is any text, then that general description is going to be shown. That's what our HTML which has been created. Now we'll go for the style.css. For the style.css, I hope you already know, for the body h1 form and all, margin and padding is being used, and for the whole body it's going to use the Montserrat as a font, and the secondary font which is going to be sans serif as a family, and the background color, display which is a flex, and justify content as a center, and align items as a center, and height and then padding, and another container which we for that specific container that should be at background color which is going to be white. This is what this background color which is going to be white. So that's CSS we have added. And for the heading 1, what is the color it should be, and what's the font size, and then that should be. And for the form, so how that form should be shown for you. And for the label, so this is what the label is. It has been shown in somewhat lighter gray, so that label. And the text area, how it has been shown, so for that also we guys have given. And the button, so button need to be having a generate button with a soft, rounded corner, and generate is the text which is needed to be written inside the button. That is also been given. And whenever you are hovering the button, that is been turning as a dark blue, so that is also been we have given. And results, so how the results which is going to be shown. And again heading 2, now heading 2 and pre-tag, so how it is going to be displayed. Pre-tag is the part where the generated quote and hashtag which is going to be appeared. That is what the pre-tag. So for that also we guys have saved everything. And even here we guys have used a white space which is a pre-wrap, which is like preserve white space and wrap text, so that all the text which is going to be wrapped inside the certain box. So likewise we guys have returned the CSS code for it. Now we'll go for the real functionality of our Python program. It's very simple. Already we guys have installed 2 libraries, OpenAI library, Flask library. So the framework which it's going to use is a Flask, and the communication with the other application is OpenAI. So you have already installed that library with the help of pip space install space OpenAI, pip space install space Flask in your terminal. But now it's to bring up that library into your Python code. To bring that library into your Python code, you can able to import it. So import space OpenAI, so that OpenAI library will be called into the Python code. Import space Flask. Now Flask library which it got brought into the Python code. And import space logging. So logging is also another library. Some of the library which will be defaultly available, so you don't want to install every library. So that's why we have imported the login. And then finally we guys have brought the OpenAI API key from the config file. You have already created one config file, right? In that we have created one variable name, and we have given our API key. So that API key variable we are calling it from. So from config import OpenAPI key. And now we are going to set up an OpenAPI key. So that's why already we have imported the OpenAI library, right? So OpenAI library dot API key is equals to OpenAPI key, which we guys have already created, that OpenAPI which is going to be shown here. Okay, so OpenAPI key. And once it has been done, app is equals to, because we are going to initialize our Flask framework. So app is equals to flask.flask of name. So we are initializing a basic application. And first of all, we are setting up the logging, all the basic info, which is going to be using this logging, basic info, everything which is going to be initialized at beginning. So logging.basic config of level is equals to logging.info. So that is all which is being shown right now. And once it has been done, now we are going to use 2 methodology on the routing. While talking about the routing, what is the 2 methodology is? One is a get method, another one is a post method. Why we are using this 2 method? So here, from this application, when people are typing adventure or something, so this adventure with the default prompt which you have given in the code, which is needed to be appended together, and it should be posted into the API. So then, so to put the content into the OpenAI, that is going to be done with the help of post method. And OpenAI will give you the quote and hashtag, right? That is going to be fetched with the help of get method. So guys, are you clear about the routing here? So one is a post method, another one is a get method. So post method, which is going to be putting or writing a prompt into the OpenAI, and get method, which is going to be helpful for getting that final output, the code and hashtags from the OpenAI. So that is what get and then post method. And now here we have created one functions. Okay, here in the Python, def is nothing but creating a function. So you'll be writing a function like function space function name, right? So here it can be done with the help of def. So that is how we are creating a function. But now later will come for the function. So it's just now initializing if name is double equals to main, and app.run debug is true. So we guys have did like this. And now if you are really seeing this function, which is generate description, so how it is gonna be called, just carefully watch. So here when people are really having this submit button, this is what the submit button we have, right? And here we have this app.py, right? So here that is how it is going to be called. First, try input text is equals to flask dot request dot form dot get of input text. So it is going to fetch the text from the box. What is the boxes? This is what the box is. So it is going to fetch the content which you have written inside the box. And if there is something, okay, so if now it won't be good, right? So if there is something, so that's what if input text, if there is something like technology something, then it is going to create one message. That message is nothing but a prompt. Guys, did you guys have got a clear idea? Instead of going into the ChatGPT and writing a prompt, here we have written the basic prompt for it. So the role of the system, the content which is going to be, you are a helpful assistant. And role of the user content which is going to be, give me a 2-line quote and 10 hashtags for an Instagram post, for the following text. Guys, do you love this? Is it amazing? So we are incorporating the prompt into your Python code. Okay, give me 2 lines quotes and 10 hashtags for an Instagram post for the following text. What is going to be the following text? We are passing this as an argument to get the input text as technology into it. So how the prompt will be converted as, you are a helpful assistant, give me 2-line quotes and 10 hashtags for an Instagram post for the following text, technology. The description should not be more than 100 characters. So likewise, we have written the prompt inside the message array. And once it has been done, it's time to get an output. To get an output, we are going to use one function called openai.chatCompletion.create. And those people who don't want to understand it very well, please go and read the documentation, because the documentation which is going to give you a clear idea what is meant by a model. Because whenever you're talking about OpenAI model, there are a lot of model out there. So this is what the ChatGPT, how it is going to looks like. So ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, that's what we are going to use. Even those people who really want to use different models, all the model is available. So your task is to create some new application. Look out that ChatGPT 4.0 is there, and GPT-4 Turbo is there, 3.4 Turbo is there, and Whisper is there. DALL-E is for converting as an image. TTS is also for, I think, for audio, text to audio, and Whisper like audio into text, and embedding text into a number, and moderation text or fine-tuned model. So likewise, there are a lot of model which is going to be available. Each and every model which will be having a different charges, guys. Be aware about it. Because if you are talking about the ChatGPT 4 Turbo, so context window and how much data, I mean, for up to which year the data got trained, which is about the December 2023. And this is October 2023. So likewise, all the model information you can able to see that, and also pricing is also there. Each and every model, how much cost it will occupy. So if you are doing 1,000 calls, 1,000 API calls, how much money it will consume everything they'll be giving in detail. Look how that. So you can just go and check that out. And also there is a lot of options like default usage policy. It might be like v1/chat/completions, v1/assistant, v1/threads, kind of lot of option is going to be available. Go and read the documentation. That's going to be very, 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 very helpful. So on that aspects in our code, we are using GPT-3.5-turbo. If it is not working, you can use any other old model to check it out whether it is working or not. And what is the message is, this is what the prompt which we guys have already defined inside this array. That prompt as a message which is going to be passed. And temperature 0.47 is nothing but is like a creativity. Okay, if you are putting 0.1, it is going to be giving you the results same as like your input. But whenever you are really increasing the temperature, the output, the creativity which is going to be improved. And max tokens is 100, and top P, frequency penalty, presence penalty. Likewise, there are a lot of parameters, but for me, it really worked well. So what you guys do is you just go and read each and every parameter, like what is the frequency penalty, if you are changing it, how our output is getting varied, but you can't able to observe very drastic change, but somewhat okay. So, but other than that, these are all the parameters we have given. So once it is being given, description is equals to response of choices of 0 message content. What does it mean by that is, because whenever you are getting something as an output, you will be getting some raw data. Even I can show you. Okay, wait a minute. What I can do is here I can just run like print of response. So I'm just going to type like a print as a response. Now I'm just going to run this application. Now you're getting an idea. Okay. So yeah, and technology, click generate. Okay, this is what the code we have got. But carefully watch. This is how your output will be looking like. Can you see that? Because even though you are sending some text, but whenever you are getting an output from this type of cloud, it can be ChatGPT API, it can be weather cloud. Yes, exactly. Do you remember when we have worked on the weather app application? It gave you the results in JSON format. Same as like here. Choices. Look at the choices. From the choices, first element, first kind of array. So that is what the 0. And inside that, the message, the first thing which we are going to get is a message. So inside the choice of 0, we are going to get the message. Inside the message, we are going to get the content of that return value. This is what the content. So that is what the description is all about. So once you have got the description, so we are going to print it, else description is going to be none, and return flash.render template. What is the thing? It is not only should give you the final description, it should incorporate that final description into your website, right? So that's why we are using this flash.render template. So by using this syntax, we are going to render this new description which you have got from this OpenAI into your index.html. In here, I already have index.html. In the index.html, we are going to replace it in terms of description. Look at that. So here we have our render template, and inside the index.html, we are passing an input text. Input text is nothing but the text which we have got, and description is equals to the description. The description, what's the description we have got? This is what the output, right? So this embrace the power of technology to shape a brighter future. So that is the content which is gonna be incorporated into your website with the help of this Flask application, Flask syntax called flash.render template. But if it can't able to try this kind of request from the input user, it will be giving you an error, like error generating description. There might be a problem with your output, or your API is wrong or something. Guys, whenever as a people if you are getting an error, the error is like API is not found, or key is not right, or you might be already used it. If you are getting an error like if you have already utilized your free credits, then you need to create a new account. There is no way, or else you can put your credit card into it and pay for it for $5, and you can get your API credentials back. The credits back. But this is how we have created this application. And whenever you are writing a short description like a person who dreams about future to become a great entrepreneur. Okay, so likewise, you can just type something and you can just simply click generate. And whenever people are clicking generate, it is going to be passing into that chat GPT API. So dream big, work hard, and make your entrepreneurial dreams a reality. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So likewise, you can put this kind of quote below your in the description, and you can put all these hashtags into it. Okay, same as like you can also try to use a Django, but now we guys haven't used Django. We guys will simply use Flask, because for this application, Flask is really, really easy to create. For this application, we don't want to create it with the help of Flask. So it's sorry, we don't want to create it with the help of Django. So that's why we guys have completed it with the help of the Flask itself. Okay, so I hope you really love this application. So we guys have created a web application which is gonna be powered by the chat gpt, I mean open AI API. And we guys have used chat gpt 3.5 turbo model. So whenever you are giving a prompt, it just given us the code and hashtags for us. And those people who really want to modify, like modify in the sense, if you want to generate something different, you can simply change the prompt here. Or even you can use different code to generate the code for them. So I mean the source code. It can be HTML code, it can be a JavaScript code. So what you can do is, I can give you some idea. You can create one chatbot. That chatbot work is to give support only on the JavaScript. If it is so, what is the prompt you need to write? Imagine yourself as a 10 years of experienced guy in JavaScript. And hereafter, when people are posting the errors, you just use that error and analyze the error, and what is it? Ask what JavaScript you are using. Based on that, give the solution in a precise way, step by step, in a detail, like a school going children. So likewise, you can just write a prompt and you can create one application. So whenever your friends or anyone who is visiting your application, like a JavaScript demo or JavaScript Java bot, okay, JS bot or something you have created, when people are typing their error, it will automatically give the solution only onto the JavaScript. Okay, do you really love this? And even I have one bonus part for you. This bonus is not real-time deployment. It is just for demo purpose. Okay, so here you have got the output of Flask space run or something. So other than that, those people who wanted to launch this application publicly, one of the dummy ways are there. Okay, not like, so I'll be telling you the upcoming very huge ways, like to explore purchasing the domain and hosting, that I'll be covering up on the upcoming part. But now we'll go for the another alternative way, but it is not suggested for the final deployment, guys. Just for testing with your family and friends, you can use it. Don't share this link. Don't deploy your confidential kind of application. If you have any confidential thing, don't deploy it in the ngrok. But if you are just doing for the testing, you want to share it with your friends and you want to interact with them, you can just do it with the help of ngrok. So what you guys do is, go and download the ngrok or create an account in ngrok. So I've given this URL to you. So how it will work is, first you need to launch this existing application, Flask space run and those things. Okay, so once it is already, it should completely running. Okay, you should not stop it. So while it is running, go and create your ngrok account. And yeah, this is how it is going to be shown for the Windows or anything. So Choco install or select for zip files for Windows or 64-bit or 32-bit. So likewise, install ngrok in your system and create an account in ngrok and configure the API key. So once it has been done, what you can do is, you will get a URL can be accessed anywhere throughout the internet. Okay, so what you can do is, you can just use this ngrok HTTP URL port number. And what you can do is, you can okay, what that ngrok will do is, it is like bringing up your local application to available publicly. Look at that, the fastest way to put anything on the internet. Yes, it's true. Within just 5 minutes, you can launch your local application into the internet. So how it will work? Your localhost application. Now, if you are really seeing my terminal, it is running, right? It is given me the URL. It's still running. So while it is running with the help of this command or Flask run kind of thing, while it is running in the localhost, if you are really connecting it with the ngrok, it will go on public. Hope you got my point. Okay, so now already that Instagram web application is running in my local system. It is given the IP address and those things. And when we are launching a ngrok, that localhost application will be turned as a public. So ngrok will give you one URL. That URL you can share it with your Facebook friends, not a Facebook friends. You can share it with the WhatsApp groups which you already present in your close circles. But be very careful on handling this ngrok, because it is not suggested for a bigger level of final application deployment. So bigger level of final application deployment, I will be teaching on the upcoming days. But this is just for fun. Okay, just for fun, you can create one application and you can ask your friend to type something and get your hashtag and code for your Instagram post. So likewise, you can tell your friend, and your friend can able to interact with that, and you can able to see that how it is really working. Okay, this is just for fun. This is just a bonus. Please go and try it out. So to make your localhost application to be publicly available, that can be done with the help of this Flask. That can be done with the help of that ngrok. Okay, go and test it out. Okay, so and also there are a lot of other sites is there, like neo sites also there, but neo sites, it is not going to work perfectly on dynamic kind of website. If it will work for the normal HTML and CSS kind of application, neo sites is not going to be suggestible for this kind of dynamic website. If you wanted to be work on that kind of neo sites, you need to convert your dynamic application into a static application. Then you can able to put it inside this neo sites kind of website. But now for demo purpose, you can just test it out with the help of ngrok. And also I'll be giving you that as a task. You can just go and deploy the ngrok, and you can share that URL with your friends, and you can share it, how was your experience and those things. And other than that, I hope you really enjoyed this today's session. We guys have created an Instagram hashtag generator application with the help of the Python with the Flask. And likewise, you can create different type of chatbot with the help of a different type of application with the help of the ChatGPT or OpenAI, which is running behind. So thank you so much once again. It's me, Sanjay, signing off. And then bye. We'll see you on the next session.